and I'm Yi, and I'm a front-end developer at Dify AI. And this is Jason, and Jason is the director of Dify's business development team. And I will be today's presentation, and I'm very excited to talk about the topic enhancing AI workflows with parallel processing and custom LLM agents today. And I will mainly focus on two parts. Firstly, how do we use Dify, and then what Dify is doing, and what Dify's future plan looks like. I want to start with how do we use Dify, it's because I'm guessing some of you may have never heard of or used Dify before, so I want to walk you guys through a demo I created, so you can have so you can see what Dify's platform would be like, and I will also show you guys how we can build an AI agent with Dify and to solve some real world problems. Actually, before we get into the demo, I want to briefly explain where this idea came from. So recently I spoke with some of my colleagues from the product and the business team, and they told me they receive like hundreds of thousands of messages or emails per day. And I was very surprised because I'm an engineer, and especially I'm a front-end engineer, and I usually receive zero emails from customers. So anyway, it's very hard for them to keep up and to respond all these messages one by one. And the current work process not very efficient, and this involves firstly the customer write an email or send a message to our Dify business or product team, and then they evaluate the requests. And if it is valid, it will then pass it to our Dify's research and development team, and our research and development team will then decide if we have the resource to work on this feature, and if approved, we will add this new feature to our project management system, and the customer gets an update. So the entire process is very slow, and this could be much more efficient. So I thought, why not we use AI to help streamline it? So we could save a lot of time by automating the evaluations of the requests through with an AI agent. And I'm sorry, I'm not able to present the demo personally because I'm not using my personal laptop. And I have prepared a demo yesterday, and I will watch the demo with you guys together. So now let me show you the workflow I built. And actually, before I created this, I wasn't an expert on workflows. And in fact, I'm pretty new to it. So I first built a very basic version, and then I got some feedbacks from my colleagues on the real team, and then I got familiar with all the different blocks in our workflow. And later I will introduce some useful nodes to you guys, and I will also show you guys some differences between these nodes. And here is how it works. Usually in our chat flow, it first asks the user for input from the start node, and in this example, I want the user to provide the company's name that this person is representing, and also a detailed request. And if the request is valid, it will then go to a parallel that summarizes the request and decides if the request is important. And if it is, it will be formatted and then added to a Trello board for that company. And for now, I have an empty Trello workspace. So in this workflow, I first try to make sure the user provides detailed use cases or examples to support the request. So the first step here is to check whether the request is detailed enough.
And for this, I first used a general LLM node, but it sometimes returns inconsistent answers. For example, it may say it is right, correct, or yes, it is detailed as different ways to mean the same thing. And my colleague suggested me to use a parameter extractor node here because we can also set LLM model inside this node to follow some instruction prompt. And we can also set a specific output tab to this node, so it can always give a clear yes or no answer. Like in this case, it will return 1 or 0 answer as an output. And then we have a if-else node, and if the request isn't detailed, the workflow will send a note suggesting the user to provide a more detailed request. And if it is detailed, it will check with the user to confirm their input. And then there are a few different branches in a parallel, and these parallels and these branches will be processed simultaneously, and which can save a lot of time compared to a serial workflow. And each branch handles a specific task. But before we dive into the parallel processing, let's first check the create new card node here to see what data we need. And from the panel here, we can see we need to prepare a name for the Trello card. And for the name, I want it in a specific format. So it should first demonstrate which tab the request is about. Is it about a feature or a bug? And then the class this request belongs to. And then I want it has a summarization for the request, and in the end, I want to have a priority label to show the importance of the request. And I also want the use cases to be added as the description on the card for reference. And lastly, we need to have a list ID to identify which list the card should be placed in. And all of this information will be generated after the parallel process completes. And inside this parallel, we have the first branch here is used to summarize the request into a title. And it also extracts the use cases from the request. And the second branch is used to find the right Trello board for the company based on the name provided by the user, or creates a new board if it doesn't exist. And one thing to note here is that besides the standard blocks like LLM nodes, knowledge retrieval nodes, we also have some tool nodes. And these tool nodes are usually contributed from the community. And for example, users can connect Dify with third-party platforms like Trello, and I'll use some APIs from other companies like AutoNavi's weather forecast. And the third branch is used to classify the request. So we have a question classifier node here, and this node is used to classify whether the request is about a feature or a bug. And then it will be followed by a parallel. And in this parallel, we have 3 parameter extractor nodes, and for each node, we have a different LLM model to be set in. And each of the parameter extract node is used to determine the priority score for the request. And then we have a template node here, and this template node supports Jinja. and it will first calculate the average priority score based on the 3 scores, and then it will assign a priority label based on the average score to the request. And the last branch is used to identify which section this request belongs to. Like for example, some requests might be about RAG and workflows or just common inquiries. And once all these tasks are complete, a Trello card is created with all the relevant information and is visible to the entire Dify team. And we can test this demo together shortly. As an example, I have prepared a sample request where the company name is company, and this is the request I prepared. And now we can, after providing these 2 inputs, you can chat with the agent, and it will check if the request is valid first. And if it is, you can confirm with yes. And the workflow will carry out all the tasks mentioned earlier, and it will first create a Trello. It will first create a Trello board for this company, since it doesn't exist yet. And then it will generate a Trello card based on all the information we have provided. And we can check this in my Trello workspace, and we can do a refresh, and we have its company, and we have the request, and in the format I have mentioned earlier before. And we can also the examples in the request is in the description section.
So now that you have seen how we can use Dify, and then let me briefly talk about what Dify is doing and what our future plans look like. So at Dify, our mission is to make advanced AI, and especially generative AI for now, is easy for use for everyone. And we want to help people experiment, test ideas, and help the AI industry grow. And every big decision Dify makes is based on this, is driven by this mission. And we will focus on providing the best value to our users, and also build an ecosystem that help everyone, like our partners, our developers, and users grow together. And we keep improving our platform based on users' feedback. And for example, our parallel workflow increase efficiency, and we are adding parallel processing within iteration nodes very soon. And this has been a very popular request from our community. And we have also introduced file upload feature that increase flexibility and possibilities for our users. And my slide is a little bit outdated, and actually this feature has already been in our latest release. And for now, you can just generate your podcast with our workflows at Dify. And actually, I tried to generate one yesterday, and the setting is I'm the interviewer, and Dify is the interviewee, and Dify is the interviewee. And I want Dify to introduce itself to me. And the input to the workflow is just Dify's GitHub README, and the result is quite sorry.
Thanks for having me, Yi. I'm thrilled to be here and chat about Dify.
So let's jump right in. For our listeners who might not be familiar, can you give us a quick rundown of what Dify is all about?
Sure thing. Dify is basically an open source playground for building AI applications. We've combined backend as a service with LLM ops to make developing AI solutions a breeze, whether you're a coding wizard or just getting started.
Wow, that sounds pretty impressive. But for those of us who aren't tech geniuses, what does that actually mean in practice?
Haha, good point. Think of Dify as a big box of AI Lego bricks. We give you all the pieces you need: support for different language models, tools for crafting AI prompts, powerful engines for retrieving and generating information, and even a flexible framework for creating AI agents. You just snap them together to build whatever AI application you can dream up.
Oh, I like that analogy.
So I think it's quite good, and I even think should introduce Dify better than me. So finally, I just want to say we really appreciate all the collaborations and the contributions from the community. And we understand our limits, so we welcome new ideas from everyone. And just last month, we added an external knowledge base feature to allow our users to build better RAG and to integrate it with our platform. And we are also planning to provide a more standardized tool integration and sharing of DSL in the future, and to give our users more flexibility. So all these improvements are come from just not from Dify's team, but also the community. And by the way, we have a special Discord channel for Korean speakers. So, and I have a QR code here. So if you want to scan it and join to it and share your ideas and to report issues or request new features of Dify. And thank you for your listening.